We've talked a lot about, I suppose, the heating and solar and other steps you can take to insulate your home to be more energy efficient. But let's come at it from a different direction. If you are in the construction industry, or you aspire to be, and you want to get more involved in retrofitting work, well, where do you turn for training? Well, one option certainly is to John Kelly. He's the manager of the National Construction Training Campus in Mount Lucas in County Offaly. Morning, John.
Morning, Will.
Can you give us a flavour of what courses are popular at the moment?
Yeah. Actually, I'm not long off the phone, Will, to a guy this morning who was working in the construction industry for, I think he said, nearly 20 years. And his issue at the minute is he's trying to get SEI approved so he can start delivering contracts under their scheme. Because as you may be aware, the SEI approves all the grants that are available for different people, whether it's a deep retrofit or shallow retrofit. And I suppose the only obstacle he has preventing him from becoming an approved installer is that piece of paper or accreditation. And that's what we offer. So for people that are brand new to the industry, whether they're coming in at a basic level, very green with maybe a small bit of construction experience, there's a training course to suit those, all the way up to apprentices that are going through their apprenticeship, be it in many of the trades, plumbing, electrical, carpentry, and the rest. But then we also offer training, which is our biggest area, and that's for upskilling of existing people within the sector. So the advice I would have given that guy this morning was to sign up for our retrofit skills course and then take it from there, because it opens the door. So we do everything from the principles of insulation all the way up to the actual management and supervisory areas. So we offer lots of things across the board. And I suppose that's the key reason why we're attending the Green Home and Energy Show again this year, is to raise awareness of the types of training that is available, just for the person on the street that maybe is looking to do a retrofit in their own house, but more importantly for those that are in the trades to try upskill them and then attract new people in.
Well, if we extend your conversation with that man a little bit, he's got an existing skill set. He needs obviously to augment that. So what does that journey look like?
Yeah, so I suppose, look, there's new building regulations came in 2019. So any house that was technically built before them was part of the old regulations. So if you gained your qualification pre then, you're still fully competent and qualified in your area of expertise, but it's just the new regulations that have come on board. So in his case, he has a background in plastering and he wants to get into the area of external wall insulation. So what we offer is a hybrid model of training. So he will come to us because he's experienced already. He will do, if you like, the shortened version of training. So it's topping up his skills. He will come to us online for 2 half days, 2 3-hour sessions, and then the following week he will come to us Monday to Friday for a full week with us, where he'll do training and upskilling on the first 3 days, and then he'll be assessed on his skill set on the Thursday, and then on the Friday, then his last day, he'll have to complete a theory exam. And then that recognition, the award and qualification he'll get will enable him to become SCI approved, because they fully endorse our programs as they would have been on the consortiums that develop the training courses that we offer as well. So the courses are all designed. Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I suppose that's the key thing, because it's, when you're looking at upskilling people, time is of the essence. So the thing that we offer is fully funded training for upskilling of existing employees. So that takes, if you like, one of the barriers in relation to cost away. So our ask of them is that if they donate their time, the training will be provided free of charge. And the idea is, if we train up the industry, we'll future-proof the sector, and that's the idea. So we've had a number of companies, like I would have spoken to you, Will, last year in advance of coming on the show, the very first one that ran last year, and we weren't sure, who were we going to meet and all the rest, but it was phenomenal, the turnout on the Sunday. There was huge crowds. And I suppose what we actually did was, we work with a lot of companies all over Ireland, but we actually got to speak to the local people of Tullamore and the surrounding areas of Offaly and Laois that came to the show. And they're the people we need to get to as well, because we need to educate them in relation to what they want or what they're looking for. And there's a lot of companies that are coming down, setting up as one-stop shops, and I know Electric Ireland are there. They're a one-stop shop, so what they can offer is a full service from start to finish. You don't have to engage 3 or 4 trades. They can do it all there. And we have a couple of our graduates from last year have actually gone on and set up as one-stop shops as well. So like that's really positive from our perspective. And the more one-stop shops there is, the more informed the individual can be, because part of their remit is to give an explanation of exactly what's involved, because that's the biggest piece that's missing, is education. So we actually offer training for people that are going through a retrofit or planning a retrofit. They can come in what we call the NZEB Fundamental Awareness course, which is just a one-day course, and they learn all the basics, which helps inform them on what they might be embarking on, whether it's a deep or a shallow retrofit in their own home.
Excellent. And of course, Sustainable Energy Authority of Ireland will also be there on Sunday to talk about the grant piece as well. I saw last year a couple of parents at the stand, and I'm sure in this day and age, Leaving Cert coming at us and people considering options afterwards, what sort of, and are there options for Leaving Certs at the National Construction Training Centre?
Yeah, and I suppose that's crucial as well, because there was a report obviously launched yesterday, and it was in all the news headlines about the recruitment drive of trying to attract people that are no longer in Ireland but may have worked here previously, or are actually from Ireland, and they're trying to attract them home. We've actually been involved in that in the background, myself and the training manager in Lee Shoffley ETB, Jolene Hall, and we would have been trying to see what we can do in our remit. So what we will be providing as part of that is testimonials, or if you like, case studies of examples of people that through our training have gone through it. But that's a big piece to try to attract people home. The easier piece is to actually use the people that are here. So we're going to try target the schools. And we actually have our mobile rig that we travel the country. It was in Buncrana for the first 3 weeks of January. It was in Dundrum last week, and it's going to Moat next week. So we are actually traveling around the country promoting construction as a career, but particularly in the area of NZEB and retrofit. Because if you look at the government perspective, there's two plans that were released. One was the National Retrofitting Plan, and the other was the Housing for All Plan. And both of those include 900,000 homes that either have to be built or have to be interacted with. So if you're looking at construction as a career as a parent, construction is a viable alternative. Like there's 30, 40 years worth of plans there on the table at the minute. But like we're in the middle of a housing crisis. We need builders, we need construction people. And the figure, it kind of goes from 50,000 to 70,000, depending on what report or what update you get. But that's in the region of what we need between now and 2030. And we're already in 2024. So, you know, like we need people in. So we're trying to attract more kids. Especially we're working with the Construction Industry Federation with transition years and trying to attract them into construction as an option before they enter the senior cycle. But we also provide a senior cycle program as well. And we're just trying to show the benefits of construction. And if one or two people decide I might give it a go or I might look at it a bit more, because apprenticeship it's no longer a dirty word. It's no longer the alternative version because I wasn't good enough for college. Every apprentice in Ireland goes to college in their first year, in their second year, in their third year, and in their fourth year, depending on which one they're in. But they all go to college. They leave with a fully internationally recognized qualification that stands the test of time and also is highly recognized around the world. So it is a really good opportunity now for people, and especially parents. And that's what we would have seen at the show last year. Parents wonder what's involved from their own perspective, but particularly if they have a daughter or son, is construction a good idea for them?
And what's the industry telling you about the skills that are going to be in the greatest demand in the future?
Yeah, I suppose, well, that's actually changing as we go along. So the profile of the apprentice is actually, the age profile demographic has gone up. But more importantly, with the new advancements in technology, like we've embraced the whole area of digital construction in Lee Shoffley ETB, and specifically in Mount Lucas on the courses that we offer. So in the Celtic Tiger, so digital construction. So in relation to, say, in the Celtic Tiger, we would have had 300,000 people directly involved and indirectly through supply chain involved in construction. Now we need less people, but what we do need is more modern methods of construction attached. So that's off-site manufacture, on-site installation, new methodologies, new information. It's using like machine control, all these kind of things that we've embraced in Mount Lucas. Like we have a fully kitted out simulation room where we train people how to operate machines behind a computer screen before we send them out onto the real thing. And it's areas like that of digital construction, modern methods of construction. That's what will help us achieve the housing targets, because we can't get 300,000 people overnight. But what we can do is work smarter, and that's by producing houses inside big factory units, putting them onto the back of a lorry, And then when they arrive on site, instead of having 20, 30 people working on a job, you have a mobile crane and 5 or 6 people able to do it, because all the, if you like, the hard work has been done off-site in a controlled environment where they can print off houses. You know, we visited a site in Cork, and it's unbelievable to see what's actually out there. And the great thing is that Laois and Offaly, in general, has loads of companies that are doing really great things in this area of modern methods of construction. And we're going to be the home to the National Demonstration Park in Mount Lucas, which is going to be great for the 2 counties and great for the sector as a whole.
It's genuinely exciting, and it's refreshing as well after so many dark years in construction. So onwards and upwards in that respect. This Sunday, you'll have a large stand at the Green Home and Energy Show. I presume a full crew, plenty of time for detailed conversation.
Yeah, and I suppose that's the key thing. We want to meet people. We want people that come up and ask us questions, because look, that's the biggest piece that's missing is education. So that's why we're attending an event, is to raise awareness and hopefully help people. The SEI will be there. They'll be able to update people in relation to grants. And Electric Ireland obviously are there in relation to the one-stop shop. And it was just a really good event to be part of, but really informative. And people, everyone that left, learned a bit more about the area. And look, the biggest fear factor is the cost and all the rest. But when you have the SEI, ourselves, and Electric Ireland there, you've the right people in the room, along with all the other exhibitors that are going to be there. So we want to talk to as many people as possible. So come talk to us, and we will hopefully help you in relation to a bit of education. And if you are in the sector and you want to find out about training, just call to see us at the stand, and myself or some of the team will be able to talk you through it.
John Kelly from the National Construction Training Campus in Mount Lucas, thank you very much for joining us on Midlands 103 this morning. And thanks for your support. We'll see him and the team on Sunday in the Tullamore Court Hotel.